Okay, a lot of you know I do stuff on like Spider-Man movies, and I've been talking about like casting stuff and people. Um, I follow this stuff. Okay, I would think that was apparent by the fact that I was making videos. Um, so you don't need to panic if I don't make a video about every announcement ever made. I'm not going to be doing that. That's not my thing. I usually don't make one until I've got enough to talk about anyways. I don't make videos, entire videos dedicated to one teaser picture, set photo, or tiny little rumor. I don't do that. That's not my thing. Okay? But trust me, I am following this, and, you know, just don't freak out about it, okay? One reason that another reason that I haven't actually, even though there's actually been a lot since the last time I did this, one reason that I don't talk too much lately is because I was trying to save that for collaboration, but based on the schedule, the person that I do my collabs with, and because of what I'm about to talk about, haven't done that. So, but now I have to. As some of you know, Jamie Foxx's Electro, and before anyone asks, I already gave my thoughts on that like multiple times. I did that in a collaboration video. I did that in a video I did. I talked about it for a little bit. So, yeah, did cover that already. But, the whole thing that's going on right now with the villains and everyone going off the deep end. I mean, they tweet a picture of a locker and they say, "Oh my God, that's the locker the symbiote was in," even though there's absolutely nothing indicating that. There's only the number 14 on it, and it could actually be a morgue locker, but nope. Oh yeah, by the way, apparently, and a lot of people are sourcing IGN as this. They say that the symbiote was stored in locker 14 in Ultimate Spider-Man. No. The locker that it was stored in was a locker on Empire State University labeled Brock. There was no number on it. So the number would hold absolutely no significance to the symbiote whatsoever. The number, however, does hold some significance to the Green Goblin. I'll say that much. But ever since then, people have just been, flying off the deep end with, what this picture could hint at, what that picture could hint at. But almost always exclusively in regards to Venom and or Carnage. Always. Anything else, anything that hints at Electro, psh. Anything that could hint at someone else like Scorpion, Shocker, psh, psh. Nope. There was one exception, I think, and that was when there was a photo that came out, and the hashtag was bracelets, I guess, that Mark Webb tweeted, and underneath it said MAR83. Now, MAR83, it appears to be a tag, and a lot of people assumed him in March of 83, and a lot of people did digging and figured out, oh, hey, that's when the Hobgoblin showed up, and then, of course, they decided to declare that the Hobgoblin was in the movie. I did like 2 seconds of digging, and a picture that had been posted just a couple days before, this was day 22, day 19, I had a picture of Matt Tolmach and Avi Arad with the exact same tag underneath it, MAR83. So the odds of that having anything to do with the Hobgoblin is actually pretty dang slim. Okay? And now, because they cast Chris Cooper as Norman Osborn, they're like, oh, Green Goblin's going to be in the movie. And because Paul Giamatti is rumored to play the Rhino, oh, Rhino's going to be in this movie. And because of all these other little teaser pics, everyone's assuming that this is clear indication a villain's going to be in a movie. Oh, and now that they've revealed just yesterday, Ravencroft is going to be in the movie. And so, of course, everyone's just assuming that every villain that's locked up there is going to play a major part. And oh my God, they clearly didn't learn a damn thing from Spider-Man 3. They have overloaded this movie with villains. Shut up. Right now. Shut up. Okay? First and foremost, it has been established firmly, more than once, that Electro is the main villain of this movie. Okay? Second of all, we don't even have official confirmation Paul Giamatti is even playing the Rhino, and even if he is, who says he's playing the Rhino? Who says he's not playing Alexei Sitstovich, the guy who becomes the Rhino? Yeah, that's why a lot of people like to use the alias he had, Alex O'Hearn. But, uh, who's to say he's not playing him pre-Rhino? Okay? The guy who becomes the Rhino. Just like, you remember in the Avengers movies, the MCU, Hawkeye shows up in Thor, right? Hawkeye was in Thor, that was established. Did that mean that, oh my god, he was going to play a huge role? No, in fact, he was only in there for one scene. He just established his presence, and then he was used later. Okay? That's what's going on here in a lot of cases. We're establishing that Ravencroft exists. We're establishing that it's a prison for the criminally insane. We're establishing that they're building gear that can hold some very, very dangerous people. Alright? Chris Cooper's Norman Osborn is established to be just that, Norman Osborn. Whether or not he will become the Goblin at the end of the movie, or in the next movie, or even the fourth movie, no one knows. That hasn't been established. All it's established is that Norman Osborn is here. He's going to still be quite shady, but he's also going to be trying to establish himself as a mentor for Peter. But obviously, he's still shady. This happened in the comics all the time. You would have someone who would show up and be a character and be a major player in the story, and then later on, oh hey, guess what? He was a villain. Norman Osborn, when we first meet him, we had no idea he was the Green Goblin. He was Norman Osborn. He was Harry's dad. The Green Goblin existed as almost a completely separate entity, and then finally he reveals himself. The only way the only way that they kind of showed Osborn was the Goblin before that was when they went back and they did Untold Tales of Spider-Man, which was set in like the Ditko years, the Lee Ditko years, and told some side stories, and they actually wove together really good with the Lee Ditko stuff, but that was the first indication, early indication that Norman was the Green Goblin that whole time. But up until then, up until the reveal, we didn't know that. To say that these characters are going to just jump right into the villain role, what are you basing that on? There's nothing. In fact, they pretty much shot that down already. And there's absolutely nothing to indicate that the Rhino is going to actually be the Rhino. And even if he is, nothing indicating he's going to be a big part. The most we have is some chick who apparently claims that a security guard showed her stuff. The same security guard, by the way, who posed for pictures with her, which is going to make it obscenely easy to get himself fired. So I'm sorry, I really don't buy that story. I know people are reporting it as true just because she had pictures or something. No, there's no proof that she saw what she's saying she saw. And even if she did, again, it was to say he's going to play a major role. Nobody, nothing, nada. We got nothing saying that these guys are going to be anything other than small parts or supporting roles. Shailene Woodley was playing Mary Jane Watson. Shailene's done filming already. Why? Because her part wasn't that big. See, that's the thing. Shailene plays Mary Jane. Dane DeHaan plays Harry. Chris Cooper plays Norman. Colm Feore is playing somebody. Paul Giamatti's playing somebody. Felicity Jones playing somebody. And no, contrary to popular belief, Felicity Jones is not confirmed to be playing Black Cat. I don't know where the heck that rumor came from. It's a potential role, sure, but nothing is confirmed right now, okay? So we got Felicity Jones playing somebody. Could be Black Cat, Liz Allen, Betty Brant. Could even be Dr. Kafka now. Could be anyone. But that's not to say they're going to be huge players in the movie. I mean, again, like I said, Mary Jane being played by Shailene. Shailene's done filming already. Since the first day she showed up on set to when she left set, I think it was, a little over a week? She does not play a major role in the film. She has a small role. These characters are getting small roles. Why? Because they are being set up for a bigger, expansive universe. See, that's the problem. Everyone's got themselves stuck in the mold of the Raimi movies. They don't think bigger. This is not something that Raimi had to deal with. Raimi had to deal with I might only get one shot at this. And then when you get a sequel, okay, nothing's confirmed. It wasn't until after Spider-Man 2 that they agreed to sign on for 2 more. But even then, he tried to cram. They all tried to cram too much in one film. And I know everyone tries to say Sony made him. Sony didn't make him. I'm sorry, Sony did not make him jam Venom in at the end of the movie. He admitted that he didn't want to do a whole movie with Venom, and so he had them write him in at the end. Okay? Raimi's own admission. He did not want to work with Venom. He did not want to dedicate the whole movie to Venom. He did not like Venom as a character, so he nerfed him. Move on. Okay? Move on. It doesn't matter who said what. I don't care. You know what? You can think that I'm full of crap and that I heard wrong. I don't care. Move on. There was no reason for that to happen with a bigger universe. There wasn't. They had 2 more movies guaranteed. They could have done more with that. Okay, this wasn't a one-shot deal. And again, these movies, however, are not. They are planning for the future. They are plotting ahead. Even with the first movie, they said that they were planning at least a trilogy. Now, that movie was successful, and depending on how well this one does, they're probably going to plan to branch it out even further. Okay? But, oh my gosh. Just because these characters are showing up, you know, they showed up that way in the comics too. When J. Jonah Jameson first showed up, he just showed up for like a few panels. When Liz Allen showed up, she was only in like 4 panels per comic, and then look how big she became within a couple of years. I mean, seriously, these are smaller roles, and even if they play a bigger part, they're a smaller role. I mean, you can literally have a character who's only in like 4 scenes play a big part in the overall arc, but only be in 4 scenes in the movie. You know, this does not require them to constantly be on screen. So everyone's saying, oh, this is either going to be an incredibly overpacked, crammed movie, or we are going to see, you know, some 4-hour-long film trying to develop all these characters and have this big showdown. I've even got people who honestly believe they're trying to cram the Sinister Six into this movie. Just because of rumors and speculation. It's not happening, okay? This is establishment. They are branching out. They are making something far bigger. Maybe even bigger than what I'm thinking. Maybe there's rumor that they may indeed cross over with the MCU completely. I don't know. And honestly, yeah, I don't rule it out at all. And honestly, who knows? You know, that's up to the producers, the studios. That's their thing. Though I do think it's weird that Empire State University did show up in a Marvel Cinematic Universe short film, considering the fact that the rights to ESU, the logo, the name, still belong to the Spider-Man franchise. So, who knows? Maybe that's a sign. You got people trying to say that, well, it actually came from one of the producers himself that they were trying to work out a deal to have the Oscorp Tower in the Avengers skyline. So again, who knows what's going to happen there? I don't. But the point is, at least in this own universe, they are expanding, they are building, they are making it bigger, they are making it wider. So to say that they're going to try to cram it all into one movie, it's just stupid speculation. And please stop it. Please. I mean, wow. Just stop it. Please and thank you. Alright. That being said, thoughts on Chris Cooper's Norman Osborn? I think he's good for it. Okay. And that's about it. That's about it for now. I just, the stupidity, it actually hurts. The stupidity and the blind hatred saying that now Ravencroft is going to be forever tainted because it's associated with these movies, because these movies are horrible. And the reasons that they're horrible are because people saw things that weren't even in the movie. That's the part that still irks me to this day. I have people claiming that there was stuff in that movie that was not in that movie, and I could show them it wasn't in that movie, and then they just claim they edited it out. Blind hate. At any rate, I will catch you guys later. See ya.